Bill Snopper here, and if you want to make a big savings splash, don't miss the Beach Party Savings Bash at Franklin Sussex Automall. Keep cool with savings in the thousands on every new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram.
Enjoy summer fun in the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass, just $169 a month. And the road-ready 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab is yours for just $199 a month.
Plus, with every purchase, get a 60-quart Coleman Cooler. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Automall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Summer clearance event.
Welcome to the Franklin Sussex Automall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. I'm your host, Dan Cleary, coming to you from the Automall parking lot. Well, the NJAC, the Northwest Jersey Athletic Conference, just completed its 8th school year. Can you believe it? 8 years since the NJAC's been around. Well, for those of us that don't know, there was a league before the NJAC that everyone in Sussex County played, and everyone played each other. It was the SCIL, the Sussex County Interscholastic League. It's amazing to me that 2 classes now have gone through high school that never played in the SCIL. Blows my mind. Back when the SCIL banged up, here at Muggs Media, we went back and did a retrospective on the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s of the SCIL. Well, tonight, we're going to look back on that show from the 2000s. It was the last segment. We talked to some people that were very big in the 2000s, including Joe Martinick, who at the time graduated as the all-time leading rusher in the state of New Jersey, went on to Rutgers. So we're going to take a look back at the 2000s, and here's the first segment.
These highlights are being brought to you by Rev It Up, Auto and Maintenance Garage on Main Street in Sparta.
When it comes to wrestling, Sussex County has always been known as a great area for wrestling. And as far as kid tennis wrestling, you guys really ratcheted it up to a big-time level in the 2000s. One of the top 3 teams in the state almost every year, seven or 8 state championships. Just talk about the run that you and your kids had in the 2000s.
We had a great group of kids coming up through. You need that little nucleus of 5 or 6 kids that take your sport serious and do the extra that's involved, and those 5 or 6 kids just rub off on another 5. So we had a great run through the early, to the mid through 2000s, and the state championships. We were Group 2s, finalists, and we won it. So it's been a great run. Grammar school programs obviously keep the high school alive. So I had a great support. It was like a program win. I felt that those years were like just the final result of the Jack Bullett's and the Hank Sudams on my grammar school level. So it was a fun ride, and we hope to get back there. But it's been a great ride, and a lot of people are involved in that.
You've had great individual talent over the years, obviously Will Livingston and Tommy Spellman and the Valentes, the list goes on. But that first championship that you won in the 2000s, if you can remember back to that, did you think that you guys were capable of going on the run that you guys did after winning that first one?
It caught a little bit by surprise. You think you're good, but we were in the shadows of the Phillipsburgs and the Jacksons and the Absagamis at the time. So when we started going nose to nose to them, we started believing in ourselves better. And that's all the coaches and the athletes probably say the same thing. Once you start believing in yourselves and believe in the system and believe that you can do it, it's amazing just to sit back and watch. And when we started believing in ourselves, I became more of a manager than a coach. I just had to keep the pieces together, and so it was fun. It was fun to see it develop.
And speaking of keeping the pieces together, Lisa, you came into Newton, already had a tremendous field hockey history, but sometimes it's tougher to be consistently good and excellent, and you've done that with Newton, especially in the 2000s, with a whole bunch of league titles and some great appearances in the section final, losing against Group 2 powers like West Essex and Pequannock. Just talk about the group of girls that you had in the 2000s and the great accomplishments they had.
Well, I think it's very similar to what John experienced at Kittatinny with wrestling. We started off the 2000s with Alexis Johnson and Liz Siska and that group of kids, Courtney Dugan, and as John said, when you have a group of athletes that are very dedicated, have a great work ethic, and supportive of a very strong program, it's hard not to experience that success. So we started off really very well in the 2000s with that group. And along the way, just had some really phenomenal athletes join the program. Of course, Heather Connolly stands out as one of the best ever. And she just did a phenomenal job her sophomore year during '03, her junior year '04 in the state and state sectional final, and '05. So again, I think for us it was a matter of some really great athletes surrounded by a good support system, the school system, the feeder programs, the community, some unbelievable coaches that I've been fortunate to have, both volunteer coaches and paid coaches. You know, what's been nice about our program is we've had a lot of kids come back on any given year and volunteer their time. Kristen Gayton, Monica Bradley, Steph Hoffman, Devin Westra, Heather Connolly's been with me for the last few years. When you have that kind of support, it just breeds an enthusiasm of hard work and dedication, which has led to some great success for us.
And speaking of hard work and dedication, Joe Martinick, you almost personify that with the success you had at Opakon in football and also track. Just talk about the memories you have. Obviously, Opakon had won a section title before you got to school, but your group, you know, you and Zach Ray and all those guys came on board and started to make some noise with football. Talk about the atmosphere of Opakon football when you were playing in the 2000s.
I think throughout my high school career, our school changed. You know, the attitude of our school, and we all have a feeling that, you know, our football team helped that attitude in our school. Now, I could have went to a parochial school growing up. You know, I decided to stay home with my friends, and I think it was one of the best decisions I've made, because one thing I believe in is, you know, you are the person you are from, you know, the people you surround yourself with. So, you know, just staying home, you know, staying with my friends, have a great coaching staff, and, you know, just a great high school atmosphere. It was a picture perfect situation. Speaking of atmosphere, just take us, what was it like on a Friday night at Opakon when you guys were ready to take the field against a big team, be it Pope John or Sparta or whoever? You guys were ready to take the field. It seemed like Opakon was turned on its ear on a Friday night. Everything was shut down and everyone was heading down to the field. You know, once we started winning, like you said, the town was shut down. You would walk down those steps from our locker room, and you just saw the glow of the lights from the field, and, you know, you could hear thousands of fans, you know, surrounding the field, and that was something, you know, I've always wanted, and, you know, it's one of the, you know, greatest feelings that an athlete can feel. Who are some of the top players you played with at Opakon, and who are some of the guys that you remember that you played against? You know, obviously there's Zach Ray with his wrestling and all his accomplishments. You know, Mike Tobin with basketball, but, you know, some guys that, you know, didn't really move on, but, you know, helped the team a lot. You know, like Nick Del Corpo, you know, AJ Pagano, Carl Juskis, you know, all those guys were great friends of mine. But the thing is that stood out, they worked probably harder than anyone I've ever seen. When we come back, we'll have part 2 of a look back at the 2000s of the SCIL here on the Sports Beat.
Bill Snopper here, and if you want to make a big savings splash, don't miss the Beach Party Savings Bash at Franklin Sussex Automall. Keep cool with savings in the thousands on every new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram.
Enjoy summer fun in the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass, just $169 a month. And the road-ready 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab is yours for just $199 a month.
Plus, with every purchase, get a 60-quart Coleman Cooler. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Automall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Summer clearance event.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Eastern Propane remains dedicated to our founding principles of personalized service, quality products, and exceptional technical expertise. We offer comprehensive, single-source solutions including the planning, design, installation, and ongoing maintenance of your propane gas systems and appliances. Our friendly delivery technicians provide you with safe and efficient deliveries, ensuring uninterrupted propane service. Whether your needs are large or small, Eastern Propane offers more ways to serve you better.
United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve.
Sussex County Sheriff's Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit organization that encourages cooperation between the citizens of Sussex County and the Sussex County Sheriff's Department. If you have information relating to a crime or criminal activity in Sussex County, please contact us. If your tip leads to an arrest, you could receive a reward of up to $1,000. Contact us at 973-300-CRIME or through our website at www.sussexcountysheriff.com. Thank you.
This message made possible by D&H Risk Solutions. For more information, go to risksolutions.com.
Sussex County Community College is a great place to branch out and figure out what suits you best and what fits you as an individual.
The array of classes that they offer was perfect.
Professors will go out of their way for you. They'll sit with you until you understand completely.
It was the right choice for me because it would save me money and I would be able to get all my gen eds done before moving on to a four-year university.
Visit us at sussex.edu to find out more. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to Franklin Sussex Automall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. We're taking a look at the SCIL in the 2000s, and here is segment 2 of that special that we put together 8 years ago.
This game is being sponsored by Tim's Auto and Truck Car Care Center with their brand new building better to serve their customers. Right now at Tim's Auto and Truck Car Care Center, specials, lube and oil change and transmission flush. Tim's Auto and Truck Car Care Center located on Loomis Avenue in Sussex. Call 875-6181.
So important. Sussex County is just such a special place, and when people ask you like, what exit off the turnpike do you live? And we try to just start laughing at them like the turnpike's not even near Sussex County. So it's just a pride. I believe in the tradition. Kittatinny was a split from Newton, like 75 or 76, and it all goes back to Henry Borsch, and I met him before he died. I never really knew him when he was coaching, obviously, but it's really nice to represent the county, and wrestling in the county is very healthy. A lot of counties, sometimes they may have better wrestling than us for a year or two, but day in, day out, year after year, decade after decade, Sussex County, we had 4 state finalists this year out of the whole state. Out of 14 weight classes, 4 came from Sussex County borders. So it's really special to represent the county. You get compliments. I mean, as much as we have rivalries with Newton or Lenape or High Point, those fans are congratulating us when we represent the county really well. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's just something special about this corner of the state.
And you mentioned some of those rivalries. Some of the coaches you've gone against over the years from around here. Jeff Hull, great coach at High Point for so many years, and Johnny Gardner doing it now over at High Point. You went against some great coaches at Newton. Eric Billette, a former player of yours, is coaching at Newton. And the list goes on. Just your thoughts of how going against those guys got you ready for states.
Of course, back Dennis Canalen at Pope John and Jeff Hall and Johnny Gardner's taking over the reins as far as being top gun right now. It's been fantastic. The coaches, Frank Vlatikos at Walkill, they beat us for a sectional title, and probably in late mid 80s. So it's been good competing against everybody. I'm a good thief. I steal what works from everybody, and I'm sure some of them are stealing from me. I hope Eric Billette has taken some of things that I use. So it's been fun to see the kids grow up and coach. And Lisa was talking about her kids coming back to help. I have kids coming back to help me, and I have kids coaching, head coach at Booton High School and the head coach at Newton. So it's been fun, and I've learned a lot from competing against some of the greats in the county, and I think you just keep passing it on, just pass the torch. And I got some kids that are ready to take over for me when it's my turn to walk away. So it's been great.
Obviously, SCIL known for wrestling, football, also for field hockey as well, Lisa, and you've been a big part of that. Just talk about the coaches you've gone against over the years, Bev Kerr, Stephanie Gastadello, Irene Trinati, Wendy Morris. Just talk about the camaraderie you guys have, and then when each of you guys make states, unfortunately with field hockey, it seemed like you guys played each other all the time in states, but when you guys would go on, you would root for each other. Just talk about the coaches you went against and how the SCIL did statewide.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true about field hockey from Sussex County. I think on the state level, come tournament time, we've always made a great showing, whether it was High Point, Vernon in its heyday, Lenape, Newton, Kittatinny, Pope John, Wallkill. On any given year, there was a strong showing, whether that team won the SCIL or not. So that's been a source of pride amongst the coaches, how well collectively we've done representing our county in the state tournament for field hockey. Coaching aside and against Bev and Irene and Wendy and Stephanie has just been a pleasure and an honor. They are fierce competitors on the field. Off the field, they're just wonderful women. And I think we have a heck of a lot more in common than we have differences. And I think we run our programs very similarly. I think in each case we use field hockey as a vehicle to teach young women some great life lessons about dealing with adversity, about how to win, how to goal set. And again, it's been really wonderful. And I think in our case, I have to believe very unique that we've had several women stay in the program for so long. I would imagine that if you averaged our years of coaching, it's probably around 22, 23 years. And I think that's very unusual in this day and age. And there's something to be said for that. People, those women in particular, are very proud of their programs, as they should be. They still love what they do. Even Stephanie, who's been kind of on a downturn the last couple of years, she puts as much time and effort into that program now as she did in the 90s. And that's really something to be proud of. So I think quite a bit of the women that I've coached with in the SCIL and have, like John said, witnessed their programs, and if something works for them, try to take that concept and adapt it in our own program. So it's been a pleasure, a real pleasure. It's one thing I think I'm going to miss about the league, is that camaraderie, because we're not going to have that any longer. We're not going to get together for meetings and have those conversations on the sideline, after the game's over. And that's probably one of the downfalls of the league breaking up. But I'm sure each one of those teams will do well in their new conferences respectively.
Now, obviously, Newton has great success in the field hockey on the state level and Kittatinny and wrestling. Joe, on an individual level, besides the football success, you were an outstanding track athlete. Just take me some of your memories of going to the state meets as a track athlete representing Opakon.
I remember, being a freshman and seeing all the the numbers these people were putting up, and I was just amazed by it, and just in awe if I was actually going to those meets and seeing these people perform these things as a freshman. I had a great coach with Mike Juskis, Olympic thrower. He's a high energy guy. He always demands the best out of you, and he'll get it out of you. So, but going to those meets, year after year, I was lucky to compete there and do well.
And any fond memories, any games, and this is for all three of you, that sticks out in your mind when it comes to the SCIL? We'll start with you, Joe. Is it possibly, obviously, that the big state tournament win over Sparta down I believe was at Rutgers at Kane?
It was at Rutgers.
It was at Rutgers. You score in the end zone, get into the end zone in overtime. Just your memories of that game.
Yeah, that was probably, if you ask everyone who was involved with that, that's the game that everyone remembers, everyone still talks about. Playing Sparta in the state championship, two SCIL teams. We played each other earlier in the year. We knew each other very well. It was just a great battle, just a great game, and it had everything you could ask for.
And Lisa, you've had some great battles we mentioned before of all those coaches you went against. Any games stick out of your head SCIL-wise? I know you had some great state tournament games with West Essex, but when you look back at the SCIL, you say, okay, this game against High Point or Kittatinny or Vernon? Anyone stick out in your head?
You know, I think for us in the SCIL, we've been very unusual in that we've adopted an overtime play, which is something a little unique to field hockey. Not every other league does it. And I think for me, those overtime games were quite a few. And I think those stand out. I would say particularly the overtime games against Kittatinny, because it is our crosstown rival. The kids are so close, some of them work together, some of the parents work at each other's school. There's just such a crossover between those two schools that regardless of our records, when we played each other, there was a lot of hype, a lot of emotion, a lot of passion in playtime. So I think all those overtime games against Kittatinny throughout the 19 years probably stand out as the most exciting SCIL games that I've experienced.
And John, with you at SCIL wrestling matches, I mean, the High Point Kittatinny match is sold out usually in October. So any memories of that?
There's certainly huge, you know, when you can't, you get that knot in your stomach at like 8 o'clock in the morning and the match is at, you know, not till 7. So, you know, it's certainly, it's one of those things like I could have a great year and if you lose to High Point, you know, better luck next time, you know. So it's been some great matches. We had a barn burner with Newton with one of my proteges a year ago. Sectional finals, we're down with 7 seconds to go and pull it back. So there's so many, they blur together. I love when the kids lay it on the line. They don't, you know, they don't leave anything for after the match. They leave it right there, and that's the best memories. And certainly the High Point Kittatinny's years are just amazing. The years where we win and the years that we come close. So it's just, there's a lot of special ones. And Lenape lately has been getting the upper hand with us. So we've had some great ones. It's funny, you know, like Lisa, when you have a target on your back. I mean, there's no easy days, and the league is so competitive, and wrestling in general. So we've had some great ones. The ones that stand out are the High Point and Kittatinny's, obviously, over the last 10 years have just been amazing.
John, you have a unique perspective, in fact, that you coached in the league, you're a parent of children that played in the league, your girls had great success at High Point field hockey, and an official. What just all three of those aspects, what do you take out of the SCIL? Because you've seen it from 3 different views.
I'm a big fan of the field hockey. The field hockey in this area is just fantastic. And my daughter and Heather were going back and forth for like the scoring title. My daughter was second to Heather in the one year. I think Heather was only a junior and Shannon was a senior. But there was fantastic games, and the way they work out and the way they go at it and the way that you know, they just, you know, right to the end, and the overtimes are crazy. It's like no other sport that I see. I know there's overtimes in wrestling and in individual matches, but the team match, you know, the poor goalie, I always feel bad for the poor goalie. None of my daughters are goalies, but you know, for the goalie to be out there, you know, taking these shots. But so I have a lot of respect for it. I referee track. I watched Joe compete, so I'm a big fan, and you know, I kind of stay local. I don't drive to Morristown to see those athletes. I like seeing the athletes up here, but it's been a great place to referee. It's been a great place to be a parent of a kid going through, you know, the field hockey. And my daughter swam, and she also did track. So you know, I've seen a lot of it, and it's like nothing else. I think there's a lot of professional coaches, and you don't look at the wins and losses all the time, but it's just the way they get the best out of their kids. You know, Joe was mentioning how Coach Juskis demands and gets the best out of the kids, and we've been very lucky in this area to have so many coaches that expect and produce and demand and get the kids to do their best.
Boy, the memories coming back, folks. A lot of fun memories. I had a blast doing that, sitting down and talking from people, from Tommy Trudgeon and Art Smith, God bless his soul, Gary Sparta, who talked about the 70s, and then in the 2000s, the 33-year history of the SCIL. And we'll have more of the 2000s right after these messages here on Channel 10 and MugsMedia.com.
Bill Snopper here, and if you want to make a big savings splash, don't miss the Beach Party Savings Bash at Franklin Sussex Automall. Keep cool with savings in the thousands on every new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram.
Enjoy summer fun in the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass, just $169 a month. And the road-ready 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab is yours for just $199 a month.
Plus, with every purchase, get a 60-quart Coleman cooler. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Automall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Summer clearance event.
Sussex County Sheriff's Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit organization that encourages cooperation between the citizens of Sussex County and the Sussex County Sheriff's Department. If you have information relating to a crime or criminal activity in Sussex County, please contact us at 973-300-CRIME or go to our website, www.sussexcountysheriff.com. Remember, you remain anonymous and you could receive a potential reward of up to $1,000 if your tip leads to an arrest.
This message made possible by D&H Risk Solutions. For more information, go to risksolutions.com.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money. Lakeland Banks pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use pop money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Bank's Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Bill Snopper here, and if you want to make a big savings splash, don't miss the Beach Party Savings Bash at Franklin Sussex Automall. Keep cool with savings in the thousands on every new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram.
Enjoy summer fun in the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass, just $169 a month. And the road-ready 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab is yours for just $199 a month.
Plus, with every purchase, get a 60-quart Coleman cooler. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Automall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Summer clearance event.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money. Lakeland Banks pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use pop money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Bank's Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Automall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. Tonight we're taking a special look back on the 2000s in the old Sussex County Interscholastic League. And here's more of that program that we put together about 8 or 9 years ago.
This portion of a Sports Beat is sponsored by Tire King, behind the A&P in Sussex, where everyone can afford to retire. Tire King now does brakes as well. Tire King. Tell Charles Caparis Muggsy sent me. Walk in there and yell out, Tire King. The phone number is 875-5950.
Being from the old school, I think that most of the decisions that we made at Vernon early on, dealing with athletics, education was the primary purpose of having them. And I just think that educationally, putting kids on bus, I mean, if it's once a week, it's one story, but putting kids on the bus consistently week after week after week and traveling to Morris Knolls, Morris Hills, so forth, getting back late at night, I think it doesn't speak well as far as the youngster, what he's going to be doing in the classroom. And that's where I would say that the disbanding of the league hopefully will come back where that doesn't happen again.
I look forward as a school administrator. I look forward as a fan. Next year, at Sparta, we feel we'll have some good teams that we will be putting on the courts and the fields and on the mats. And we look forward to playing some bigger schools and some schools from other counties. I think whether you're a player or a coach, you want to challenge yourself and you want to play the best. I've always said, I rather lose by a couple of points to a great team than play a team that I know I'm more talented than, and I'm going to beat by 20 going into the game. So I think our players and coaches are looking forward to it. I think for the smaller schools, I think it gives their players and coaches going into the season with a real opportunity to have some success and maybe win some championships that they weren't able to do against the bigger schools in our county over the last 10 to 20 years.
When we come back, we'll have more of the 2000s of the SCIL right after these messages here on Channel 10 and mugsmedia.com.
Bill Snopper here, and if you want to make a big savings splash, don't miss the Beach Party Savings Bash at Franklin Sussex Automall. Keep cool with savings in the thousands on every new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram.
Enjoy summer fun in the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass, just $169 a month. And the road-ready 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab is yours for just $199 a month.
Plus, with every purchase, get a 60-quart Coleman Cooler. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Automall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Summer clearance event.
Sussex County Community College is a great place to branch out and figure out what suits you best and what fits you as an individual.
The array of classes that they offer was perfect.
Professors will go out of their way for you. They'll sit with you until you understand completely.
It was the right choice for me because it would save me money and I would be able to get all my gen eds done before you're moving on to a four-year university.
Visit us at sussex.edu to find out more. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money. Lakeland Banks, pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use Pop Money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Bank's Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
This portion of a Sports Beat is sponsored by Tire King, behind the AMP in Sussex, where everyone can afford to retire. Tire King now does brakes as well. Tire King. Tell Charles Caparis Muggsy sent me. Walk in there and yell out, Tire King. The phone number is 875-5950.
Bill Snopper here, and if you want to make a big savings splash, don't miss the Beach Party Savings Bash at Franklin Sussex Automall. Keep cool with savings in the thousands on every new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram.
Enjoy summer fun in the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass, just $169 a month. And the road-ready 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab is yours for just $199 a month.
Plus, with every purchase, get a 60-quart Coleman Cooler. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Automall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Summer clearance event.
Sussex County Community College is a great place to branch out and figure out what suits you best and what fits you as an individual.
The array of classes that they offer was perfect.
Professors will go out of their way for you. They'll sit with you until you understand completely.
It was the right choice for me because it would save me money and I would be able to get all my gen eds done before you're moving on to a four-year university.
Visit us at sussex.edu to find out more. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
American Federal Mortgage knows shopping for a mortgage can be stressful. They have the lowest rates in the nation with their state-approved lock and loan form. American Federal Mortgage has great customer service to answer your questions and concerns. They will get you into the home of your dreams. For more information, call 888-321-HOUSE or go to njmortgage.com.
Party time or work time? Tri-State Rentals has the right tools and supplies for your next job or party, event, and wedding tents in many sizes, plus all the accessories you need to host that perfect party, including bounce houses, carnival games, and catering supplies. We also rent tools and equipment for any job, big or small, indoor or out. We rent, sell, and service Kubota tractors. Planning your next job or event just got easier. Visit Tri-State Rentals online at tristaterentals.com or visit our showroom, 105 Sparta Avenue, Newton.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Automall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. Time for Orthopedic Institute Live Well Tip of the Week.
I'm Joe Lawrence, strength and conditioning coach for the New Jersey Devils. I'm in my second season here with New Jersey. I did 6 years previously in the minors with the Penguins in their system. And my role here is basically all strength and conditioning related matters, whether that's nutrition, workouts, recovery, really sort of the go-to guy for a lot of the health related stuff that's not injury related. So really my philosophy is move well. We want guys to move well, and that's really all good strength training is taking good movement and adding load or resistance or speed to good movement. So if you can't move well, really you can't train well. So first and foremost, we want to make sure guys move well. And then really throughout the season, a big component these guys miss is strength and power production. So really our program is based at big movement patterns, performing them well, and then using decent loads. We do a lot of sort of high intensity or high velocity, but very low volume. They have plenty of training stress through their skating, games, and morning skates. They're already hit with enough overall volume of work. So our workouts are generally really short and simple. It might be 3 sets of deadlift paired with an upper body movement and a core. And that's literally it. It'll be 3 exercises performed well, and just try to get really the basics of what we need. And what we need is strength and power. For sort of everyday athletes and anyone that works out like your weekend warriors, big thing is consistency. So with our guys, it's really hard. It's a 9-month-long season. They get worn down. It's hard to get them into the weight room. So it's imperative that they actually come in and do some work, really, because otherwise you're training in the summer, you build, you make great gains, the season comes, everything kind of drops off, and then you build back up again. But you're never really going to improve because you're always just kind of digging yourself back out of the hole again. So we want guys to be consistent so that they can improve, hopefully maintain throughout the season, improve, maintain, improve, and maintain. So really consistency applies to not just these guys, but really anyone that works out is consistency, whether it's nutrition, sleep, or training. It's all about consistency. For your everyday people, I would say maintain consistency, eat well. I would define eating well as eating sufficient protein, and really there's no evil foods, but you want to consume sufficient protein, eat mostly whole, unprocessed foods. If some ice cream and whatever slips in there, it's not the end of the world. The big thing is consistency and the big picture. So people, a lot of the time, they get hung up on diets thinking they need to be perfect. You don't. It's about progress. So if you're someone that eats 5 horrible meals a day and you now eat 3 horrible meals a day, well, at least you cut out 2 horrible meals, and that's better. And you will lose weight. So it's just a matter of chipping away and making constant progress.
Again, folks, the Orthopedic Institute New Jersey offices throughout the whole Northwest New Jersey. For all your orthopedic needs, from your neck down to your toes, they got it all. Top-notch surgeons, top-notch physical therapists. And like I said, with locations all over, you don't have to travel. They're the best, folks, and we want to thank them for being sponsors of the Live Well Tip of the Week, the Games of the Week, the Sports Beat. They're just tremendous. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Sports Beat. Again, folks, come on down here. Check out the new and used cars. As Bill Sinoffer and Eric Nielsen say, you don't have to buy here, but please give them a chance. You know, come down, check it out, and you won't be disappointed. Also, head down Route 23 to Hyundai. Check out their Facebook page. Has all the information on the ongoing events. And if you've driven by the Automall on a Saturday, you see there's always something going on. It's always fun. Also, a couple of notes about Muggs Media. We're a full-service video production house. What's that mean? We love doing the Sports Beat. We love doing the Games of the Week. But we also do corporate videos, commercial videos, videos for your Facebook page. We do college recruiting videos. Larissa Spellman, who went to Butler High School, we did her video. She's now at Kentucky and pitching, and was one of the starting pitchers as a freshman. So as you're going to be a senior this year and you need to get that video together, we'll shoot it, produce it, and send it to the college of your choice. For all that type of information, you send us an email to info@muggsmedia.com, info@muggsmedia.com. Also, folks, football's going to be here before you know it. The Games of the Week. You want to get on board, we have some spots open. Send us an email again, info@muggsmedia.com. Well, that's going to wrap it up here from the Automall. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you again next week. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. Good night, everyone.